Good morning. This is a mic test. Am I too loud or all visible? I want to make sure that the glitches of the first didn't happen. Okay. So starting off, before I start, how many of you all know what is the biggest fear of humans? Fear of death? Stage fright. So please be patient with me. I have hillbillies out here. Okay. So if I mess up or run to look at my script and stuff, forgive me. Okay. I'm not yet, so don't time me out quick. I'm very nervous here. So thank you SJIM for this opportunity, and thank you all for making the time. My name is Matthew Isaac, and I'm here to share my story, why this topic is close to my heart, and how I'm going to do it is share my story over the last few years, and I'm going to talk about it in stages, starting with school, college, through my job, higher education, job, and now. Uh, and through it all, one thing is going to be very clear. The hero of this story is not Matt. The hero is going to be each one of y'all and what you're going to pick up from my story. So pay attention as I go through my story, as I go through how my status quo changed over the years, and how I dwell on certain truths and the choices that I made. I chose to redefine this topic as I failed my way forward. Multiple failures, but each time it's about, the story is going to be about how I made my choices and how it's helped me reinvent my status quo. So let me start straight from my background. Very humble backgrounds. My dad was a BSc, educated in a Tier 2 college in South India. My mom, who's here with me, PUC, 11th standard, from a village in Kerala. But they had their fundas clear, best education for their kids. So me and my sis went to the best school in a Tier 2 town, Vizag. Okay, and since best education and they wanted all that stuff, I was always a top student till standards 10. Till standard 10, I was either rank 1 or 2. And then the first boom happened. That is, the status quo shifted. I got a 82%. From a topper, 82% ICSE, I became an also ran. Okay, 11th and 12th, I got into science. People said, hey Matt, you're supposed to be, IIT material. Nothing. I got rank 3376 in engineering. I would have got into a private engineering college. Choice was there at 12th. Second boom. What do I do? Matt, try BSc again. 1 year later, you can try. What did Matt do? Matt said, nah, I'm not going to do that. Somehow I found my name on the third list, handwritten. My name was there. Someone did some Solpa adjust muddy and my name came up there. Okay, that's how I got into college, BCom. What did I know about debit and credit? Zilch. Okay, and what was it supposed to do? So what I'm trying to tell you is the story is not linear. It's been ups and downs. Lots of it, you'll see that. I believe there are no coincidences in life, and you will see that through and through. But it's all about choices when the status quo shifts. At 57, I'm still work in progress. So that's the first thing I want you all to think. Each one of us here, when our status quo is shifting, we are still work in progress. And guess what? I'm comfortable in my skin. I come from a simple background. So if that's touching a chord for you, please understand one thing. We are all work in progress. So let me move on from my 12th into college. BCom, no credit debit. 3 years later, number 2 in college. University rank. Guess what? I had an ICWA inter also because I wanted to differentiate myself. And I thought, okay, boss, now I'm set for success. What happens next? What to do next? One friend told me, write cat, machan. Okay? So I put its one number cat and Excel. Cat, nothing came. Excel, I went for interview. And I thought, okay, boss, I should be able to crack this. What did the prof tell me of this? Matthew, if only you had prepared a little more. Boom, 3. College over, nowhere to go, status quo nicely shifted. What do I do? So I told my parents, I'm going out of home, I'm going to Chennai. So I moved to Chennai. Went and how did I get there? To do my CA, articleship. I wrote handwritten letters in Indians and I got one into a firm. Went there, Loyola Hostel, I was staying in the hostel in a shared room. Went for audits, hated it. Whatever happened, August of that year, 89, I got jaundice. I had to rush back home. And that's when my dad asked me, son, how's it going? I said, it sucks, Dad. What do you want to do? I was thinking of what to do. And that's when he gave me this line. He said, son, here's a simple code for you. And here's a BSc man giving me this gyan, saying, whatever you do, get the best brand behind you, not the label. What it spoke to me is, do your best to be the best in what you choose to be. And that's what it is. Get the best brand behind you. And that's what gave me my first ticker in life. I started to aim high. I said, Pop, I want to do my CAT again. Fast forward again. I wrote CAT, Excel, no other exams. I got calls from all the four IIMs. That time there were 4, A, B, C, and L. I got into A and L. Why didn't I join L? Because L asked me to come for a course, prep before the actual classes started. I said, no, A. So A it was. A, I joined, and I was only one among 3 from Vizag. Only non-science guy from Vizag. So I went into IIMA with big stud vibes. And that year, GATE didn't happen, so all the IIT guys came in there. We had rank number 12, rank number 55, all batchmates. Macha, I was out, status quo gone. I thought I wouldn't get past the first year. But I got Summers was in Ponds, Ooty. So I thought, okay, brand is happening. Final placements also, I did better than in the first year. I was shortlisted by Kellogg's. Only one for finance and one for marketing. Both of us flew to Delhi. I thought, okay, this is set, boss. Final interviews happening, they're going to give me an offer. Nothing of that sort happened. I was one of the last to get placed. I got into finance on day 9 or 10. Went to Delhi. Okay. And Delhi, started in Apollo Tyres, corporate finance. I didn't like it at all. Changed my job, got to Hyderabad, and yes, you think everything was going well on the career side. On the other side, I had enough challenges. My first son was born, and they told me he had to go through a surgery 6 months since he was born. Guess what? So there's a lot of muddles, and my status quo is constantly changing. And I didn't like that. Finally got into Dell. I got in 2002 as the FP&A manager. 1 year later, I had a choice. Either move from Dell because I didn't like finance, or get into operations. So I got status quo again shifted, unfamiliar territory. Okay, now just think about how it's moving. School to college, BCom. Okay, science to BCom. Commerce, second attempt. Okay, for IIM. Go there, just about make it, facing rejection, one of the last to get placed. Status quo is going on shifting. Okay, and we think it is all about, hey, it's a big boom. Like our first speaker said, she kept talking through and thing until she came to what she wanted. My journey is quite similar. I was searching and seeking as to what I wanted. And the key is, reinvention is about, I realized it's about our response to disruption. And each of these disruptions pushes us to think. So I moved into operations, into Dell, handled large teams, which I've never done before. 1 year later, I did my Six Sigma black belt in business process. I ran a P&L, and I thought I was set. Again, that bug of joining a startup. That Kida, as we called it, came in. So I was supposed to join a EdTech, okay, in 2010. I put my papers in. 2 weeks later, they changed the business model. What do I do? I was supposed to head operations. I became an accidental entrepreneur in 2010. I'm here standing 15 years later. 300 consulting clients later, having done over 3,000 coaching hours, I chose to reinvent my status quo. Okay? So each time the reinvention is about, there will be disruption. It's our choice and how we choose to react to it. So the first thing is, my truths, there are 4 truths, and I'll quickly go through these. Failure doesn't define you, okay? It's not, it's just a pause, it's a page turner, okay? I talked to you about all the turning points in my life, starting from school, college, through IIM, through finance. Every time I had a choice, do I sit and mope or do I take charge of my destiny? I chose that. So I started getting clear about this, that I am going to do whatever it takes. And here's something I realized. My worth is not defined by my work or my failures. I'm owning my failures, okay? But I want, like my dad said, the best brand. Be the best that you want to be. That's what I chose. So I had clarity of purpose. So my first, and I learned through acronyms, you'll find 4 of them. Try and remember at least one. So first is ACT. That is, accept your failures or setbacks. Choose to fight back. And keep trying. Keep trying. Never give up. The second one is reinvention. It's continual. It's not one. So I moved, like I told you, I had to pick up debit credit, I had to pick up operations, I had to pick up Six Sigma, I had to run a P&L, large teams, global, through and through. And here's another thing. Don't focus only on hard skills. Focus on the other soft skills and competencies as well. How to deal with people, how to project plan. Our second speakers talked about so many elements of planning. There is so much of team development. There are other competencies. Learn from people. Build a rounded personality, not just be a book nerd or a Marx nerd. Okay, gain new skills. The second acronym is GROW, continually. Because we have to, all these setbacks or status quo shifts, it helps, gives us an opportunity to evolve, to upskill and become more capable. Raise the bar each time. That's what we need to do. Gain new skills, be open to change, continually. Okay, the minute you say, I'm done, you are done. Anyone tried spot jogging on the beach? Try it. You know what will happen? You'll dig your own grave. So status quo, if you're saying, boss, I'm in comfort zone, I have a great job. Guess what happened to all those people who were fired recently and things? They were sitting smug. Don't sit smug. If your status quo is too fine, shake it up. Okay, so keep growing. The third one is find a purpose, and find a purpose which is larger. So this is what I've called as fuel. I found my purpose because my purpose was, I was doing consulting, I was doing coaching. I was helping businesses and people. And what I found is my one word descriptor for myself. It is impact. Okay, impacting businesses and lives. And you guess what? My work, my passion started coming together. So I started loving what I did. Okay, here's an example. During COVID time, we started a program for young adults throughout the globe. Some of them are in the US, doctors here, two of them, they took gap years to become doctors now in CMC. And success stories of guys who were sitting in our sessions and crying their guts out, not knowing what to do. How many of you are there in the audience here? Boss, I'm at this stage in life not knowing what to do. Find a purpose. Find a purpose which is beyond yourself. And then begin to love what you do. Okay? And that will be the fire which will get you to the next level, which sets you apart. Here's a question which they ask at campuses or any job change. Why should I hire you? What's different about you? Find that answer yourself. Stop sitting on your backsides. Okay? Get moving, get moving. Okay, change that status quo. The fourth one is, you don't need to be a status star. Oh, I forgot one thing. Let me go back there. Here's one statement which kept our thing. Okay, you've heard of Michael Jordan, right? Now he's a guy who said he is played over, he's played over 9,000, he's failed with 9,000 shots. 300 games he has lost. 26 times he was given the thing to, the winning thing, and he Pusko fight, like they said, okay? And yet he says, because I failed so many times, I succeed, okay? If you have one step back, turbocharge. Imagine a catapult. You need to pull it back to release. So if you have a status quo shift or a setback, the best is yet to come. Okay, so the next one is you don't need to be a superstar. I told you, except my standard 1 to 10, I was never the superstar. But I chose to be the best I can where I am. That's where I've chosen my niche. People, I mean, I've taken sessions in IMB, and some of them ask, how do you make SMB consulting work? Yeah, I said, guess what? I've seen the world, so something must be working, right? So, yeah, and we have some of our clients who've been with us for 3 years. I've done 3,000 coaching hours. So people must be finding some value, right? So find your niche, find your differentiator, create your own path, stop comparing. Stop comparing, not at all, be different. And you've heard two of our speakers, they chose very different paths. Two other ladies are going to come on very unique in their own. Be unique, be differentiated, okay? Own your own journey. Oops, I think I missed one. Okay, so here's another one. For me, I've defined this as extraordinary is about ordinary with that something extra. What's the extra? Extra fire. Fire is having focus, integrity, responsibility, and ethos. Basically, be different. Okay, what's different about you? Here's what my boss would tell me. Matt, one thing I love about you is the minute you give your feedback, boom, the minute you walk out of the door, you've made the change. I could, can you? That's the question. So you want to be different, and you want to change your status quo or reinvent yourself, get that little extra in you, something different, okay? And keep moving forward, thrive. This is my last slide, bear with me, and I know I'm going a little over time, but bear with me. I have 3 simple examples here, okay? Here's an example of a guy called Chandran. Chandran is a brother of Salama, I've made for many years, okay? Chandran is an MSc, PhD, professor in a college in Hosur. He is mentoring kids there in his village. He's getting the kids to study. He's got pakka toilets, electrification, and he showed me a tree where there's one lamp under which he studied. A guy who rose above his background to impact lives. Take his nephew, Madesh. Madesh is the son of Salama. That guy came crying at standard 10. Sir, Pesinga, sir. That is, his marks were not good, speak to him. I told him, Machan, tomorrow onwards you can come and wash the car or choose differently. Madesh, BCA from RBNMS. He's bought a car, bought a house. He's leading a team in a global company. I can't name the company. And guess what? He's doing extremely well. Okay, team lead, rose above his setbacks. Third example, Uma. Uma is a BBA in HR from one of the other colleges here. She's working in a hospital in HR, doing extremely well. Daughter of a driver who uses that old Nokia, not even a smartphone. Okay, Prakash doesn't know her father doesn't know how to operate that. Manuma is doing so well. 3 lives who rose over this, changed their status quo. 4th one, mine. I didn't tell you this. Once I got to becoming an entrepreneur, COVID hit at this time, right? COVID hit. 40% billings gone. On the other side, dad diagnosed with 4th stage lung cancer. Choice of chemo or immuno. Immuno is 10 times. On top of that, one more googly, my fellow partners said, Matt, shut the firm down, split it. We are out. What do? I decided to change the status quo. I bought them out Gave my dad the best treatment with immuno. God bless his soul. He's lost him 3 years back. But from 3 years, 3 months to 6 months, he lived on for a year and a half. He fought well. I gave him the best. I have the firm now with me. I bought out my partners, took a lot of financial strain. I chose to reinvent my status quo. And guess what? During COVID time, I got my credential for coaching too. So the toughest times brought out the best in me. Has it stopped? No. In May, I was going from one level to the next level of coaching thing. It took me 3 attempts. Whereas the statistics were showing 75% of the guys who attempted finish in first attempt. Not for me, third attempt much. But I am here. I chose to be different. I chose to rewrite my script. And to all the young adults out here, guess what? Life will suck at times. You will be confused. But damn it, choose. Dream it. Dream big. To all the professions out here, guess what? As it is written, in this life you will face trials. But have peace. Your plans are good and will prosper you. Believe and reinvent. For all the leaders out here, in this VUCA world, which is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, you have a job. We have jobs as leaders to do. Redefine it. Give clarity to your teams. Chart a new course. Plans will fail, but let's choose to be different. So, net, when your status quo changes, reinvent, act, that is, accept failures, grow continually, find a purpose, own your own path, and have that fire, be extraordinary, create impact globally. Thank you. God bless.